What went wrong with the Lakers this year?
Well, I mean, it's funny how people are so surprised of what's going on. I mean, this clearly wasn't a roster that was built around LeBron James. He showed up late in the proceedings, basically, that they couldn't go do anything else. They didn't have much cap space to do much. I mean, they bring in Rondo, Stevenson, Beasley, JaVale McGee, re-sign Caldwell Pope. I mean, those are really players that aren't built around LeBron to be good around LeBron James. So you lose LeBron for whatever it was, 18 games. I think they were 6-12. They had a really good run before that. Lonzo went down. He was starting to play very well. So it was close. But again, I'm not totally surprised because I didn't think this had the makeup of being a team that was really going to contend.
Well, I think the surprise, if I can give voice to those who are surprised by this, is that clearly there's no Kevin Love on this roster. But you want to talk about talented people. I mean, Kuzma is, Ingram is, Ball is when he can actually stay out there on the floor. I mean, when you came into the season, obviously they were lacking shooters on the perimeter, which a lot of people are surprised they didn't sign Brook Lopez and instead did what they did otherwise, Beasley being one and, Tyson Chandler once they could try and get him when the season began, that this roster's not that much worse than the Cavs team he took to the finals last year, is it?
No, it's more talented, there's no question, but the type of talent that you have to have around LeBron James, the number one trait that you have to have is to be able to shoot the ball, being a standstill shooter, a guy that doesn't want to handle the ball. So let's go through those players. Lonzo Ball, what's his greatest weakness? Shooting the basketball. Brandon Ingram is not a three-point shooter. He's a guy that needs to pound the ball. He's terrific, by the way. I think he's most improved on this team, but he needs to pound it. He's a mid-range guy. Kuzma, surprisingly, not shooting the three ball well at all. He should be a decent shooter, but he's around 30%. Rondo doesn't shoot it. Stevenson, not a three-point shooter. So, again, the makeup around the team, those guys are very talented guys, don't get me wrong, but they don't fit the skill set that you need around LeBron James.
Okay. Do you think LeBron's checked out? I'm hearing that a lot locally here in Los Angeles. Obviously, the news that he's going to be on a minutes limit and on back-to-backs. He's either not playing the first or the second game. Are you of the mindset, watching him hit the backboard on an inbounds pass, et cetera, that he's checked out, John?
Well, I think there's great frustration. But wouldn't you like to be checked out averaging 27, 9 boards, and 8 assists? That's pretty good checkout.
Yeah, right.
So the numbers are still there, obviously. But, yeah, I see a lot of frustration, a lot of looking over at the bench, a lot of terrible body language out on the floor. You mentioned that throw-in that hit the bottom of the board the other day, the ball rolling up the court. He's done that a couple times and just kicked it out of bounds the other day. And he's frustrated. There's no question about it. But, again, I can't imagine that he's that surprised based on what kind of talent or the people they have around him that this is going on. And as far as shutting it down, I'm really not for it. I understand for the future. I wouldn't want to put any more miles on this guy. But you signed a contract. People are buying tickets to come watch you play. And what are we going to do? Every superstar player that's on a team that doesn't make the playoffs, we're just going to shut them down? Is that what we do now?
Well,
not fair.
I agree. You take a look at some of the back-to-backs, somebody's going to be very disappointed that number 23 is not suiting up. So I guess
exactly.
To just put a bow on the Lakers conversation here before we hit the Celtics, John, what's the answer? Because Anthony Davis, it's going to require a lot to acquire, clearly. And who else could come that could actually work out? And you got the Clippers also performing as well as they have been performing. They've got Jerry West putting a very nice team together for Doc, with Doc. I mean, they've got a Los Angeles welcome mat open as well. We know the Knicks are going to be competitive, and they've put all their eggs in that Porzingis trade basket for 2 max contracts. What's the answer for that's just a couple of teams here. What's the answer for the Lakers, do you think?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of work to be done. Obviously these veteran players, they know they're not part of the future. These young guys got a taste of the NBA business of having their names in the trade talks. That do the Lakers really think that they're a part of the future? They're questioning that. Obviously, it's a fragmented group right now. So a lot of questions. Who's going to come? I don't think Kawhi comes. I don't think Kevin Durant comes. Could Kyrie Irving come back under the wings of LeBron James? Because clearly he's not very happy in Boston being the number one guy with cameras in his face as he walks into arena. God forbid you get paid $30 million and a camera gets in your face. So I don't, there's a ton of work to be done for the LA Lakers. And it's a domino effect when we get into this, free agency July 1st of who goes where. And we'll see where the pieces fall.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.